Okay, so we talked about social media, touched a little bit on safety at the end, but this PowerPoint is going to be all about safety. Social media, I think, has a lot of good parts. It connects people, especially during this uh, crisis, this pandemic. It really helps us stay in touch and also get resources to each other, get supplies to each other, see what's going on with our neighbors without having to go out there and put ourselves at risk to see them. But there are definitely some negative aspects to it that you should be aware of and know how to protect yourself. Just like anything, uh, it's good to know how to safely use something.
Okay, so follow these tips to enjoy social media. I'm guessing that most of us have heard many of these tips to safety before, but as Donald and I always say, it's never bad to hear them again and again and again to just remind us. Sometimes we get a little relaxed. We get that false sense of security. Nothing's going to happen to me. Nobody's going to be able to, do anything or get into my stuff. So you always have to remember your privacy and security settings exist for a reason and use them. They're there to help you control who sees what you post and manage your online experience in a positive way. So once posted, always posted. You want to protect your reputation. Yes, we can take things down, but if it was already out there, it was already out there. So it's very, very important to only post things that you wouldn't mind if your grandmother saw. I mean, you want it to be something that if it gets into the wrong hands, they have nothing to hold over you. So we don't want to be posting things that would prevent us from getting employment because yes, employers can look at our social media to see what kind of a person that we are.
Right.
So want to be careful with that. Think twice before posting pictures you wouldn't want your parents, I said your grandparents, or employers to see.
I think that's so important. I don't mean to cut you off, but
No, that's all right.
on the now we have screenshots, and so just because you took down a picture or took down a tweet that you shouldn't have posted, I mean, I've seen it where you've seen people do it in social media where they take something down, but everyone still has it because it was controversial or it was an unflattering picture. People knew they were going to eventually take it down and they took a picture.
Sorry.
You got to be careful. You got to assume that once you posted it, it's out there. So don't post it to begin with if it doesn't present you in the best light. And really think about what you're posting, because I know for younger viewers, if you're like in high school, posting stuff, you don't think about it as much, but you do want to get a job one day, and you do want to, that picture you're taking now of you partying may be funny now, but you don't want it to come back 3 years from now if a college administrator sees it, or like I said, an employer.
Correct. We want to create opportunities, not reduce them. Okay, so this is beware what you share. And we did talk about this. You got to watch your online reputation. It can be a good thing. And like Donald said, recruiters respond to a strong, positive, personal brand online. So show how smart you are, show your thoughtfulness, and that you are a master of your own environment. Keep personal information personal. Be cautious about how much personal information you provide on social networking sites. We had a conversation with a group of young adults and we asked about like friends, and we said, does anyone really have 300 friends? And this young adult legit said, yeah, I have 300 friends. I don't believe you have 300 friends. So just beware of what you're sharing, the photos, the information that you're giving about yourself. If you don't know those people, they don't have any business knowing your personal information or life for that matter. So if you're gaming with somebody in another country even, and they start asking questions and it's making you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to answer those questions. Like,
right.
Playing a game. We don't have to become, I know it states that you're friends on that social media site, but at the end of the day, you're probably never going to see that person in person.
Right.
About that. Yes. People can also steal your identity and access your data or commit other crimes such as stalking. So you want to really be careful. And again, if they're making you feel uncomfortable, unfriend them, block them, tell someone, walk away, trust that gut feeling.
Follow, know and manage your friends. You know, you can easily delete a friend. You can also, when you have a friend, when someone, this is what I do a lot of times, when somebody is requesting you to be a friend, you can see if you have any mutual friends in common. And this is a real good way to vet people, because chances are, if someone's asking to be your friend, but you look and you look at your your Facebook page, you can see that you have like 6 mutual friends in common. That says that they're probably a real person, and they're probably an okay person to at least let be your Facebook friend, because you have a little bit of vetting. You know these people know of this other person. So just look for ways to really vet who you're letting into your network, because as Don said, once they're your so-called friend, which really for most of them, you have no idea what they really think about you. So be careful who you let into your network, and also think about their friend, because if you share something to a friend you approve, they can share it to their friends. So you just have to be very, very careful. And I think the nice thing about social media is you have the control. So take advantage of it.
It's not a popularity contest. And I think sometimes that's the way it gets taken as, like, you only have 50 friends, I have 100 or I have 300. It's just like likes, people always want the most likes they can get on something that they post. It's really not a popularity contest. You need to know who your friends are and who you can trust. And just on that friend request, I always find it interesting when I get a friend request by somebody that I don't even know. And I don't care if it states that you share 6 mutual friends. I don't know that person.
Right.
Why would I want to share any of my information with them?
Right.
For me, that's how I feel. But I do always find that very interesting. Lots of people don't know that want to be your friend just because you have a mutual friend.
Right. Yeah, be suspicious of that. Why are you reaching out to me at all? We don't know each other. Be honest. We talked about this a little bit in the last presentation. Be honest if you feel uncomfortable. I feel like so many times in life, we see something but talk ourselves out of it. Our gut makes us feel a certain way, and we talk ourselves out of it. And then a lot of people end up saying, my gut instinct was right. If you see somebody uh, expressing, if someone's expressing inappropriate thoughts to you, if you see somebody reaching out, if they sound like they may harm themselves or others, that's the time when you have to um, tell a trusted adult and uh, ask them about it, and then also remove yourself from the situation. So
Look at this slide. I mean, look what it says. And this stuff happens. I can ruin your life. No one likes you, loser. I mean, this does happen. I
right.
think that anyone who's watching this hasn't experienced it, but I think maybe some have. And it's so important to remember that your friends don't make you feel bad about yourself.
Right. The people you enjoy being around don't make you feel bad.
They're supposed to make you feel good about yourself. So if you are talking to someone, or even just socializing in general, hanging with someone that's always putting you down, or maybe verbally or physically abusing you, that's not what friends do.
That's all friends do.
It's time to reevaluate that relationship and
People that you let into
take
your
a
life,
break.
people that you let to your life should add to it, not subtract to it from it. They should, make you feel good. They should bring something to the table. They shouldn't have extra stress. There's enough stress in life to have our friends be the source of it.
Yeah, and it's okay to take a break from somebody.
Yep.
And if they ask, well, how come, you don't want to hang out anymore? Or how come you're not taking my posts? That gives you the opportunity to say, because I don't like the way you've been treating me. So
Right.
again, that assertive behavior. I'll put a plug in for assertive behavior.
Right.
So these are things that you want to protect yourself. Stop, think, connect tips. Again, keep your security software current, own your online presence, make your password a sentence. So you don't want to use something like your birth date or your phone number or your address, or certainly not your social security number, but you don't want to make it easy for people
You
to,
want to add a capital letter or a symbol, stuff.
right. You need to mix it up, and you need to make it lengthy, because the longer it is, the harder it would be for somebody to be able to get into your stuff.
Update your accounts. Create a unique password. When in doubt, if you're getting suspicious email, again, use common sense. You probably didn't win $1 million. You probably didn't win a.
1 second.
You probably didn't win a thing. So just use common sense and don't click things unless you know where it's coming from. If you don't recognize the sender, you know, don't open that email. If you do recognize the sender, but it doesn't sound like an email they would send you, then they might have been hacked. So just don't use a degree of common sense. And there's nothing wrong with stopping and thinking and deleting something, So just again, it goes back to your gut. Trust your gut and use that common sense.
That bottom one, I think, is the best. The golden rule applies online as well. So you want to treat others the way you want to be treated. You want to post only about others as you have them post about you.
Right, and you want to,
Makes a lot of sense.
You want to respect your friends, get their consent. If you want to post something with them in it. Some people don't like having their photograph on social media. Some people just, or they like having their photos, but maybe they didn't like that photo you took. So just, treat people well, because that's how you want to be treated. So I think that's really important.
And that wraps up. Yeah, that was quick. That wraps up social media safety. Thank you for spending the time with us today. We will see you again next week for another very exciting life skill.
All right.